And let's start with D3 selections. And so that is, we're going to look at select and select all. So this right now, this cell is giving us, is currently just drawing in here an SVG container and then 5 rectangle elements. And right now, because we don't have the width and height set for each of the rectangles, nothing is showing up. But that's okay for now, because what we want to do select the rectangle elements and then seeing what a D3 selection looks like underneath the hood. So let's do this part together. Like you can do it, let's do it together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm also going to open up my console. So select this SVG that has this ID of container. So basically I'm saying, let's go select this SVG, put it into this variable, and then let's console log, or sorry, let's return that. This is what that D3 selection looks like. It has groups, and then SVG element. Yeah, and then if we console log that, what we can do is take a look in the console log. And if we expand it, this is really helpful. The reason why I'm showing the DOM elements that like D3 is kind of wrapping around with this selection. So you can see actually that it is the SVG container. And if we actually click on this, at least in Chrome debugger, and I think in Firefox too, it will take you directly to the element in the DOM tree. So then that I find to be really helpful with debugging if I'm like, oh, why is like this not happening as I expected to? And so you can even kind of like open it up and see the rectangles that we've drawn. So that's the SVG. Why is it path? I did rect. This was I was doing something else. So actually, I'm gonna publish that, and then if you just refresh, that should be the correct version. So right now, what we want to do is .select a rectangle, and let's take a look at what that console logs to. So that, if we open up these groups, then we see that it is one rectangle. And if we click on that rectangle, it will highlight in the DOM that it's the first rectangle. So we're gonna go and select all of the rectangles in the SVG. So what that looks like is what it looks like underneath the hood. And the reason why I wanted to show this is because with the D3 selection, what happens is that it has this underscore groups, which is functions, and this is how it's letting us, you'll see in a bit that we'll be chaining these D3, or actually you already see now that we're chaining like select on select, and we'll chain more things later on too. So that's what's happening here. And so these are kind of all of the selection methods, and all of them will either take in a selector string, which as far as I've ever seen, works the same way as like, you know, the CSS selector strings that we might be really familiar with, or you can pass in directly a reference to a selection, and then what happens there is it will be restricted to just the children of the selection that we chained upon.